Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm a specialist in modern hospitality operations, and I am absolutely thrilled to be joining all of you from the Europe Hotel School on this online learning journey. Today, we're going to dive deep into a skill that really truly defines luxury service: advanced verbal communication.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Every single interaction, every word you share with a VIP guest, it carries so much weight. It's what shapes their perception of your competence, your reliability, and your attention to detail. So in this explainer, we're going to build a framework to help you elevate your skills from just being good to being absolutely exceptional.
So our journey to mastery has to start with the foundation itself. We're talking about the non-negotiables, the basics that communicate competence and control before you've even had a chance to get into the details of a conversation.
See, great communication starts way before a single word is ever spoken. It really begins with your presence. When you're interacting with a VIP, giving them your full, undivided attention is everything. You have to remember, these guests are often surrounded by polished professionals, so they will immediately notice your focus, your calm, deliberate pace, and your confident timing.
Now, what I find really fascinating here is this idea of understated assurance. Your tone should always stay warm and calm, even when you're juggling complex or maybe even sensitive requests. This isn't about being loud or obviously confident. It's more of a quiet strength that shows the guest that everything is handled, and that builds a huge amount of trust.
All right, let's move on and see how this all connects. We're going to talk about active listening, but I want you to kind of reframe how you think about it. It's not just a soft skill. In our world, it's a precision instrument for understanding the unspoken needs of our guests. And this just illustrates the point perfectly. VIPs often communicate with subtle, indirect cues instead of making explicit requests. They expect you to listen beyond the surface-level words. You see, that single sentence, "I have a busy day tomorrow," it's not small talk. It is a window into their needs for the next 24 hours.
So how do we actually put this into practice? Well, it's a pretty clear three-step process. First, you listen for and then you acknowledge that cue. Second, you confirm with simple, elegant language. We're talking certainly or of course. No jargon, no overly casual stuff. And third, you immediately respond with an action. You're not just hearing, you are actively solving.
Okay, so now that we've covered how to take information in, let's focus on our output. The words you choose and the way you structure your sentences, well, that's what builds your credibility and conveys absolute professionalism. This is the real craft of language.
Just look at the powerful difference here. The column on the left, that's what we call verbal clutter. Phrases like, "I'll try to see if it's possible." It just creates doubt, right? But the one on the right, that's concise, confident language, like, "I'll check on that immediately." It removes all the ambiguity, and it tells the guest, without a doubt, that you are in control.
So what happens when you just can't fulfill a request? The most crucial part is how you communicate it. First, you always acknowledge the request with respect. Then, immediately, you offer the closest possible alternative. And finally, you reassure them of your commitment to helping them. You know, thoughtful honesty builds so much more trust than a vague promise you can't actually keep. All right, let's get into a more advanced skill now. This is all about finesse, the real art of adapting your communication style to build a subtle but really powerful rapport with each guest as an individual. This is where emotional intelligence truly shines. A great way to show respect for a guest's personal style is by subtly mirroring these key elements. Think about it. Do they speak quickly and get right to the point? Or are they a bit more measured and formal? Adjusting your own pace and tone to complement theirs creates this instant, almost subconscious connection. But, and this is a critical warning, this mirroring has to be incredibly subtle. The goal is not to mimic or impersonate the guest. That would just seem artificial and, frankly, unprofessional. The real goal is to show emotional intelligence, to gently align with their energy to make them feel comfortable and truly understood. And now, we've arrived at the pinnacle of communication mastery. This is where you move beyond just reacting to requests, and you start providing solutions before the guest even has to ask. This is what transforms service from being merely functional to being truly, memorably exceptional. This is such a perfect example. It's a simple statement, but wow, it communicates so much. It says, "I listened to you earlier, I remembered what you value, and I acted on it without you needing to ask me again." This demonstrates a really profound level of care.
Here's another one. So powerful. This doesn't just fulfill a request for a car.
It anticipates a potential need based on understanding the guest's habits. It turns a simple service into a memorable experience and shows that you are always thinking one step ahead. Always.
So if there's one thing to take away, it's this. Advanced communication isn't about using more words. It's about making every single word count. From your initial presence and your tone, all the way to the art of anticipation, your language is a tool to build comfort, trust, and unwavering confidence.
So as we wrap up, I want you to really reflect on this question. Think about everything we've just covered. What's the first step for you? Are you going to focus on your presence? Maybe sharpen your active listening skills? Or practice using more concise language? I want you to identify one tangible step you can take today.
Thank you so much for your attention today. Mastering these skills is what will truly set you apart in your career. On behalf of the Europe Hotel School, we're so proud to be a part of your journey. Now, go out there and create some exceptional guest experiences.